Hellcat. Like a Hellcat. continue. Testing the mic 1 2 3 audio check. Are we on? Testing the mic 1 2 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are here for round 11 of the Formula 1 League here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game here for Season 3. And we've got 16 cars out on the grid tonight at what looks to be a pretty dry Hungary ring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. This should be an exciting race. I'm sure we're in for a bit of a treat out here tonight. We've got Magfire currently sat on provisional pole position, just had a game for life, but it's pretty close in this session at the moment. Not much really separating these top drivers. Magfire and Game for Life both having set their times on the soft tyres. Joram in third place currently in this session has done his fastest lap on the mediums. So quick lap there from Joram, within 0.4 of a second of the fastest time. Still a little way left to go in this session at the moment. But I want to say a big warm welcome to everybody currently watching live on the channel at the moment. If you guys do enjoy what you see, if you like what you see, if you want to get involved in the action, go to www.motiveracing.com. Join the Discord server, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video, as it really does help us out an enormous amount. Well, with that being said, let's get to the on-track action and see what's going on out here at the moment. We've got Little Greavy just coming through the final part of the lap. He's currently 2/10 up on his personal best. His personal best is he's half a second off for the pace, but can he get himself on the front row maybe? If he can get a good exit out of this last corner, who knows where Little Greavy can get himself up to. Here he comes over the line, and look at that, Little Greavy does do a fantastic lap there. Gets himself within a tenth of a second, half a tenth off for the pole time. So a lovely lap there from Little Greavy, goes up into P2 as Game for Life appears to have just brought out some yellow flags here. He's just got out of shape coming up towards the chicane. Not sure who that was making his way around him. The Grieve stays in P7 on the medium tyres for the time being. Big shout out to Penguin Dude out here tonight. Penguin Dude once again making an appearance when oh no, it's just loses it there. Oops. Unfortunate for Penguin Dude. But yeah, he's got it going once again. But yeah, just having a bit of a moment there, which I'm sure he would not have wanted in that particular moment in time. Also, if anybody's watching right now and you're thinking, oh, the quality is looking a little bit better, a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer, the reason for that is because we're actually doing the private stream on Twitch, and then the Twitch stream, we're picking it up on YouTube and we're streaming that to the mainstream. So if you think it looks a little bit better than usual, I don't know whether you do, you might think, oh, Andy, you're talking rubbish, it looks exactly the same as it always does. But yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it's, you guys be the judges, but nonetheless, Nox Van Moonen currently running in 8th place at the moment in this session. You can just see him coming through towards the end of the first sector. See if he's up on his personal best. No, he's not. He's actually well off. So that just exposes me for not looking at the screen there. As you see, Penguin Dude coming out of the last corner, about to start a flying lap here. You got Racky's on his out lap. He'll be starting a lap pretty shortly. Chicken Wings out there coming through the middle sector at this point. He's got a bit of traffic up ahead of him here. Hopefully he doesn't get held up. We got T Latifi. Oh, that's brilliant. Hats off to you, mate, for that one. That is a brilliant name. Obviously repping a little bit of a tribute there to Go Tifi, the man who always seems to crash and bring yellow flags out in the F1 races. He's now famed for it. If you're struggling in a race, just give the Williams team a call and they'll get onto the phone to Latifi and tell him what to do. But we got currently Latifi coming through the final couple of corners right now. Let's see what good old Nicholas can do here as he's out of the last corner. Can he improve on his current PB here in this session? He doesn't, stays in P14 for now then. Red Nass, the only driver other than Andrew Pittsmith to still yet to set a lap here in this session. I'm sure we have more drivers than 16 in the lobby, so I imagine we'll probably be seeing a couple more on the grid. Hopefully it does let us start the race, because it's always a bit of a ball ache when you know, we get problems with that. But yeah, fingers crossed we don't run into any issues in that regard. But yeah, let's have a look at the rest of the order. So we've got Magfire still on provisional pole ahead of Little Greavy. Game for Life is on his out lap at the moment, so he's just coming up towards the hairpin turn 2. You got Joram in the pits. Currently P4 at the moment is Joram. Now, is he going to put the soft tyres on? We've seen this many times with Joram in the past. He does a couple of laps on the mediums. He tries his luck with the mediums. Sees it. He's trying to see if he's got the pace on them. and quite often we see that Joram isn't satisfied with where he's got on the mediums, and he'll put the soft on right at the end and go for the ultimate pace. He'll go for that pole position right at the death of the session. So let's see if Joram can do that this time around. We've got Kevin Gaboas on his outlap, just coming to the final couple of corners here. He's 7/10 off for the pole time at the moment. Redknapp is not too far away, about a second off of the pace, but solid mid-pack at the moment, Redknapp, so good stuff there. Thebo Boy in 7th place at the moment. Surprising to see Thebo Boy down there. You would think that Thebo Boy, a driver of his calibre, would certainly be a bit higher up the order. The Grieve, also one of the driver who you'd expect to be up there. A bit of a surprise. Bennett likewise, but yeah, these guys, drivers who you expect to see up near the front battling for the wins or the podiums at the very least. So yeah, they've got work to do here in this session, but we're currently watching Thebo Boy coming over the line, and that was his outlap, so he's just starting a flying lap here. You've got Redknapp coming out of the final corner. He's 2/10 up. Can he get himself above Kevin here on this leaderboard? Here he comes over the line, just misses out on P5 there by 1/10 of a second. Not much separating Kevin and Redknapp there. 16.5 for Kevin, 16.6 for Redknapp. Joram still in the pits at the moment. Game for Life is out there on a lap. He's currently just under 1/10 of a second off his personal best through the first sector, running still on the soft tyres by the looks of it as well. So everybody still running on the tyres that they've set their fastest lap on. Joram still yet to re-emerge at this point, so that is a little bit of a surprise there. Still situated in the pit lane. He needs to get himself out there soon, otherwise he's not going to get a lap in, so he needs to get his skates on here. Kevin up towards the line, and he goes P1. Look at that. Kevin Gaboas goes half a second quicker than Magfire, so Kevin has absolutely smashed it here. He's gone 1.2 seconds quicker than his previous best time. Where on earth did that come from? Kevin Gaboas has put the work in, and at the moment he's got the reward for it. He's 9/10 clear of Joram. Now, does Joram get himself out on the track in time? I don't think Joram's going to get out there. I think that Joram has shot himself in the foot here. He's messing around. He's taking too long to get out on the track. I think he's blown his chance. I think that Joram's going to be starting 5th at best here in this race. So what a shame there for Joram then. I mean, that is unfortunate there for the reigning champion in the Red Bull. I don't know why he's still sat in the pits, but he's not going to get a lap in. He's certainly not going to improve in there, is he then? But oh well, never mind. So Kevin's still on provisional pole position at the moment. You got Magfire just coming through turn 1 at the moment. What about Game for Life? Game for Life just 6/10 down through the middle sector. At this point, you got Joram, Redknapp both coming into the pits. Redknapp there into the pits. Joram already in the pits. Thebo Boy half a second up through the middle sector, or for the first sector, should I say. So Thebo Boy now finding that pace. We said earlier on, what's Thebo Boy doing all the way down there? Now he's looking to try and extract the very best, and he's a second up here, coming through the middle sector. Can he get himself up on the front row here if he just finds a little bit more time in the final part of this lap? He's got a lot of work to do. No, he's backed out because he's got traffic. Oh, Thebo Boy's had traffic. Is he going to get another lap in? Has he got enough fuel to get another lap in? That's the question here. It's right on board with Thebo Boy here as he's coming into the last corner. He needs to time this right. He doesn't want to let the clock run out. He wants to make sure he's got enough of a gap, but he also needs to make sure he gets over the line to start another lap. There he goes. He gets over the line with 7 seconds left in the session. So he has just about got it right here, but tense moments here for Thebo Boy in this session. Kevin Gaboas still on provisional pole in the pits, not going to improve. Magfire's 3/10 up. Can he get the pole time here? Magfire up towards the line. He's really going for it. He doesn't improve. Lost a bit of time there in that final sector. Must have got a little bit hot-headed there coming through the penultimate corner because he looked good out of the final corner. Little Greavy's done for the session. Game for Life's still out there, but he's currently a 10th down on his personal best. And in fact, that would have lost him a bit of time there. A big slide there coming out of the chicane, and I'm sure that if he wasn't already, he hadn't already lost his chance to take pole, that would have definitely put a nail in it. But you got Thebo Boy just coming through the chicane here in towards that left-hander out after it. Into the middle sector comes Thebo Boy. Let's keep an eye on the split times here. I don't know, actually, it's difficult to tell at this point. Here he comes. No, I think this is a good lap so far from Thebo Boy. He stays on the curb. He's a second up once again. Thebo Boy has got it all to do. He needs to find 8/10 in this final sector. Now, we don't know what his final sector time was like on his previous best lap time, but here he comes. 2 corners left. You want to get this nice and easy on the exit. Don't want to go too wide. No, Thebo Boy's binned it. Thebo Boy's out of the session there. He's retired the car, and he's going to start P7 at best here in this race. What a shame there. So, looking like Joram very much going for the strategy here tonight. Obviously, going for the medium tyres. Didn't seem at all interested in putting a set of softs on and going for pole. He's clearly made it very clear what his plan is for this race. He's going for the strategy here. So an interesting call there from the reigning champ. Obviously without Audric Avis this week, the championship leader. Don't know if he's sticking with it for this season. He hasn't been here for a couple of weeks now. Hopefully Audric Avis does make a return to the track. But yeah, Joram looking good here on the medium tyres. P5, not a bad position to be on those yellow mark medium tyres for sure. Everybody in the pits other than Bennett, who's also, he is done for the session. I think it says a checker flag next to his name, so he should be done. So I think we are just waiting now on the rest of the drivers to finish the session. If everybody could retire to the pits, that would be great. And we should be able to get this day. Yep, there we go. So that is that then for the qualifying session for the Hungarian Grand Prix here at Motive. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's joining us so far. If you haven't already dropped a like on the video, guys, Lightblade says, evening, who are the ones to watch this evening, Andy? Oh, that's a good question. Well, Joram on the medium tyres, definitely has got the strategic wild card. Thebo Boy, also another one, as is the Grieve. Bennett as well. I didn't even realise that the Grieve and Bennett had done their fastest laps on the mediums because they switched to the softs so early, and obviously we were a little bit long getting the stream up down to a few technical difficulties, but nonetheless, yeah, it's looking pretty tight here between definitely the top sort of like 6 drivers, albeit Kevin's got a bit of a gap, but the rest of them looking pretty tight. But yeah, the medium runners, it's going to be an exciting one. Joram within a second of the pole sitter's time and on the medium, so that's pretty good. Lightbase says also, how did you get on last night? Your stream stopped in quali. Yeah, came second in the Simplay GT3 Pro Series. Lost out by 7 points in the end. I won the first race and was leading by 4 points going into the second race, but ballsed it up. There's no other word for it in the second race. It is what it is. It's only a game. I did really want to win it. I'm not going to like make any bones about it. I'm not going to like pretend. I'm not going to act all. I'm not going to pretend to be all cool about it. Like it really did. I was upset about it, but it is what it is. As I say, it's only a game. It's not the be-all, end-all. It's not the end of the world. And there'll be other opportunities. But yeah, I had a great season driving alongside Unorthodox. And you know, everybody, not just him, but you know, the racing is absolutely top-notch. Cleanest bunch of drivers you could ever ask for over there. So if anybody plays Project Cars 2, all I'd say is definitely head over to Simplay Motorsport, because they've got some really cool stuff on there. And I know I'm sat here on a Motive stream plugging them. Probably a bit counterintuitive, but we don't run Project Cars 2 anymore, so I would suggest if anybody wants to get involved in that, definitely do so. I'll be racing in the Pro Series once again next season. They've got 2 tiers. They've got a Pro and a Pro-Am Series. So yeah, it'd be cool to see as many people in there as possible, trying to challenge the likes of myself and Dan, otherwise known as Unorthodox. But here we are then. Anyway, guys, back to my league. So yeah, we got F1 out on track right now. Also, oh no, you know what? Oh no! No! I didn't download GT7. I still need to download Gran Turismo 7. So I will be doing my first comms in the Gran Turismo 7 XL leagues next week. So I still need to do that. And I will be doing that. Do not fear, XL drivers. I will be sorting that out. I completely forgot about it. I've completely forgot I needed to download it. So I will have that sorted out for next week. But like he says, at least you enjoyed the season. That's the name of the game. Yep, enjoyment is part of it. Obviously winning makes it a bit more enjoyable, but no, it was good. It was fun. I had some good battles and it went down to the wire. I couldn't have asked for more, really, realistically. I've seen a lot of people getting disqualified from this formation. Like, would love to see Raki right up there at the end of this race. Yeah, Raki is consistent. I mean, he's a Constructors champion here at Motive for the F1 League himself, and his son Joram took home that accolade in the Red Bull last season, and this season Joram up there once again is a high flyer in this championship, but he's trailing Audric Avis a little bit. Looks like Joram's got ahead of Game for Life on this formation. Like, he's supposed to be behind him, so I don't know what's gone off here. But he probably would be well advised to get behind him. So yeah, not 100% sure what's occurring in that situation then. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away from the start of round 11 for Motive Racing's Formula 1 League Season 3 here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. Here on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. We're streaming on the PS5, but lots of these guys still on the PS4. Doesn't matter which platform you're on, you can race, you can take part, you can compete against some of the best on the PlayStation platform. And we're forming up on the grid, ready to go here in Budapest at the Hungary ring. Once the last car pulls up on the back of the grid, the engine revs will rise, and that's when we'll know we're locked in and ready to go for this race. Here we are then. The driver's just readying up, everybody's sinking in, and then we will be ready. Here we are, lights are coming on now. Once the 5 lights go out, we will be underway, and the Grieve has jumped the start, but it's lights out and away we go. And it is a good start there from Little Grieve. He gets ahead of Magpie straight away. Kevin has well, the Grieve leads because he jumped the start, but Kevin leads around the outside of Little Grieve into turn 1. Little Grieve then pushing him out there, and Little Grieve very aggressive there, but gets to move down up into the lead of the race. Magpie, Game for Life just behind. You've got Joram there in the middle of the pack right now, ahead of Thivo Boy. There's Dr. Van Midden, Rednas, Kenny, Penguin Dude, there's Bennett, Highton, Andrew Pittsmith, Chicken Wing has been passed by Tila Fee up into 15th place. Racky's had a nightmare of a start, well down the field here at the beginning, but currently watching the field coming through turn 3, looking pretty clean right now. You can see there Rednas getting ahead of Kenny up into 9th place there. And just looking further down the order, very clean start here from these drivers. That's exactly what we want to see at the beginning of this race. The Grieve leads, having jumped the start ahead of Little Grieve. You've got Kevin Gabuz just behind them as we see them all coming through the chicane here. Very congested. Oh no, somebody's round. That's an Alfa Romeo there, so it's lost it in the background, and that's Chicken Wing there. Sorry, no, Chicken Wing, yeah, and Tila Fee as well. So those two having had a moment there, and wow, it's all going off here at the start of this race. Racky is ahead of Andrew Pittsmith, and that's because Andrew Pittsmith's lost it. So Andrew Pittsmith is down to the back of the field here. So what a terrible start there for Andrew, Racky, Tila Fee, and Game for Life as well, down to P14. So that's gone horribly wrong there for Game for Life. In the meantime, Kevin has already closed up onto the back of Little Grievy. Little Grievy jumped the start, but Kevin, Magpie, Joram, Fever Boy, Dr. Van Midden all coming for him at a rate of knots here. Bennett's got himself up into 9th. That's because the Grieve's in the pits. But into turn 1 for the second time in this race, you've got Little Grievy, Kevin, Magpie, Joram, Fever Boy, Dr. Van Midden. Kenny's got Rednas down his inside there for 7th place. So we see Bennett and Penguin in the background there. Highton, Chicken Wing. The Grieve's in the pits at the moment, and so is Game for Life. So those two fixing some damage there at the beginning of this race, and that's not going to bode well for them for the rest of this of tonight. But Little Grievy has got a narrow lead over Kevin at the moment. He's got to come in for a drive-through at some point over the course of the next 3 laps, or next 2 laps now, as we're on lap 2 already. But Little Grievy will be kicking himself with that lapse of judgment there on the throttle pedal, and he'll have to pay the price here in the coming moments. But Kevin, Magpie, Joram currently hot on his heels at the moment. Thibo Boy currently keeping with these guys as well, so it's really a 5-car train here battling over the lead. You've got Rednas still on the back of Kenny, you've got Bennett and Penguin Dude hot on these guys' heels as well, and we can see Hyton's lost it. Oh no, Hyton's at a moment there, he's going to lose out. I think Chicken Wing will be coming up on the scene, and I think Chicken Wing's going to be all over Hyton. Hyton's had a big lapse of judgment there, as we got Bennett still on the back of Rednas still pressuring Kenny at this point. But Little Grievy, Kevin, Magpie, Joe and Thibo Boy currently the top 5 at the moment, and it looks as like Thibo Boy's dropped off for these guys a little bit over the course of that final sector there. I don't know if he made a mistake, but Little Grievy currently still holding on. DRS not open yet. It will be available out of turn 3 this time around, so drivers will be able to use that up the hill towards turn 4. That could potentially make the difference here for this battle for the leaders. Kevin is now looking to get on with this one with Little Grievy. Look at this, that Ferrari almost just dipping underneath that Haas car of Little Grievy. Here we come, and DRS, I don't think, actually, you know what, I don't think it is available down here. It was one season in F1, probably about 4 seasons ago now. I don't know, my brain is often just stuck in the past with a lot of things, but I think, yeah, this last season they didn't actually have DRS down that part of the track. But Little Grievy, Kevin, Magpie, Joram, and then a bit of a gap back to Thibo Boy. He's dropped off of them, and Dr. Van Midden is at a moment there. Oh no, and he's lost out there. He's down to 10th place there, so Dr. Van Midden having a big slide. Oh, and we can see Bennett and Rednas have come together there, coming into the chicane, and they're just getting it going again. Dr. Van Midden is now going to get back past him again. Bennett's back up and running once again, as is Rednas. But those two having a horror show there as they came together coming into the chicane. In the meantime, Joram is now hassling the back of Magpie, and Joram on these medium tyres, putting himself in a great position here tonight. Lightblade, do these guys have full control over their energy deployment? No, they don't. No, they don't. They have control over DRS, but the ERS is automatic, as we can see Kevin looking to the inside in towards turn 1 on Little Greavy. Still can't make it happen. Magfire Joam in hot pursuit at the moment, but Kevin, despite having DRS towards turn 1, still couldn't make the move. Little Greavy holding his own right now, and Little Greavy having jumped at the start in that position. But having said that though, did he not jump? I mean, I'm sure he did. Or was it the Grieve? No, it was the Grieve. I do apologise. I'm so sorry, Little Greavy. I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I'm really, really sorry. I've just been slaying you for the last few laps. It was the Grieve who jumped the start, not Little Greavy. This is why I need a co-commentator here, guys. This is why I need somebody else in the box with me to kind of keep me sane, because I just... you know what? I'm just an idiot. I'm just an idiot. Let's just leave it at that. But Little Greavy, Kevin, Magfire, Joe, I'm currently the top 4 still. Bit of a gap back to Thebo Boy. Looking back down the order, it's pretty spread out between the rest of them at the moment. But this is currently the battle that we're watching here. As look at that, Joe is now almost underneath Magfire here, looking to the inside. He's trying to get on with this. He's trying to pressure Magfire into a mistake if he can. Magfire not giving him anything to go on at the moment, as Joe once again looking to the inside in towards the penultimate corner. He's almost tapping the rear of him. You can just see how close he's getting. He'll surely have a chance, but the thing is, Magfire's got DRS on Little Greavy and Kevin, plus the toe, plus a little bit of slingshot as well. As here we come, DRS wing wide open for Kevin, Magfire and Joam. Kevin looking down the inside. He's going to get this move done. Little Greavy, routine stuff there for Kevin up into P1. Can Joam get this move done on the outside of Magfire? He does so. Magfire in no position to defend that one, and Joam up into 3rd place onto the podium and can now focus his attention on Little Greavy. Joam on the medium tyres in a good position here in this race, really playing himself into contention. Bennett there into the pits at the end of lap 4 as Chickenman gets himself into the final points paying position. But it's currently still Kevin from Little Greavy from Joam, and Magfire is still very close to these guys despite losing out to Joam. He's still very much in the picture for this battle at the moment. But Kevin here coming in towards this chicane for the 5th time in this race at the moment. Little Greavy's now almost a second adrift to Kevin already. Kevin is definitely got the pace here tonight. He's showing that he is the man to beat here in Hungary, and Little Greavy's got Joam very, 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 very close indeed here, as Joam really does want to try and get after Kevin, but he's in a good position right now. Joam, oh, here we go, down the inside. He's going to make this move, is he? Oh, he's going to send it. Yep, Joam does. Oh, I think Little Greavy's still going to be there for the ultimate corner. Joam there, he sees him coming, and Little Greavy does overshoot the apex a little bit, but he completes the move there, so he came straight back at Joam. Joam will now get DRS though, coming down the start finish straight, and this could be Joam's opportunity to get this one straight back here. Here we go, Slipstream pulls out the Slipstream now, DRS ring wide open. Also, you've got to watch in the background because Magfire's going to have DRS on both of them, but Joam is going to complete that move beautifully there and gets himself into P2, so he can now try and chase down the race leader Kevin and focus his attention on the front. Like this says, I mean, this is as tough as it gets in this game. I'd say it's probably the highest level you got on PlayStation, really. I always can see Dr. Van Midden in the pits at the moment, so he's making that stop there onto hard tyres. Wow, Dr. Van Midden, does he think he can go to the end here? Maybe from on those hard tyres. We'll have to wait and see. As we see T Latifi up into the final points playing position. But let's go back to the front, because there's no need to look down the back of the pack. We've got the battle at the front here right now going on between Kevin, Joam, Little Greavy, Magfire and Thebo Boy now joining this party for this battle for the podium spots here. So Thebo Boy now bringing himself back into contention once again. Penguin, who's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings we're hearing at the moment, so he's clearly been a little bit naughty and been overstepping those marks just a little bit. And he'll be, I'm sure, trying to rein that in, because you know, you get a few warnings on F1. Obviously, it's not like ACC where you get the 3 official written warnings. You kind of like on F1, it's like it keeps flashing up on the screen saying, look, you know, you might want to stop this, but there's no official. Next one will be the big one kind of thing. It's more just like, you know, it's not really tolerated what you're doing right now, but at some point we're just going to surprise you with a penalty. But obviously, you know, if you rein it in and you start behaving yourself, then I suppose that the initial warnings are null and void in a sense. It's like, okay, you know, we caught you a couple of times, but ultimately you've reined it in, you've sorted yourself out, you've started to turn it all around, and, you know, you've been a good boy now, so we can draw a line under those, can't we, I think? And that's obviously how this F1 game works. But Thebo Boy still on the back of Magfire here, looking to the inside into the chicane. But at the moment, Magfire still creeping onto this one. Kevin just about a second off at the back of Joam at this point. These two still going at it, but in fact, Joam's ahead of him. Sorry, what am I talking about? Joam is in the lead of the race. He's got the move done on Kevin. So Joam there must have made the move somewhere on the previous lap. Joram's 2/10 up on his personal best through the middle sector, so he's done brilliantly there, has Joram. He's on the medium tyres as well, let's not forget this. Joram has smashed it over the course of the last couple of laps here. He's just fully gone for it, and the medium tyres are going to be getting better in relation to the softs as this stint wears on. So Joram is in an absolutely superb position right now. Thibaut Boy, oh no, Thibaut Boy's lost it out of the last corner, and there's a yellow flag there. He hasn't got damage, I don't think. He's kept it out of the wall, but he's lost a lot of time there to Magfire. Oh no, what a shame. As Little Greavy's re-emerged in 8th place after his pit stop. He's just behind Rednas here. He's a long way off with the leaders though, but he'll probably come out ahead of Thibaut Boy now with Thibaut Boy's mistake there. So Thibaut Boy has just thrown himself out of contention. Magfire's a little way behind Kevin as well, so did they used to have a bit of a to-do, which has caused Thibaut Boy to completely bin it. Nonetheless, Little Greavy's down the inside of Rednas into 7th place. Obviously, Little Greavy having pitted. Rednas is still yet to pit at this point, but Thibaut Boy there has now really ruined his chances here of getting a podium in this race, unless we get a safety car maybe. Who knows, that could just maybe spice things up a little bit. Game for Life's on the back of Dr. Van Midden here. These two separated by half a second in towards turn 1. Game for Life a little bit too far back to make anything happen there on Dr. Van Midden, as we see T. Latifi currently in the pits, as we see Bennett there coming down the start finish straight into turn 1 there on those hard tyres. And Joram here with a 2-second lead at the moment over Kevin Gabor. So Joram looking in cruise control here tonight in Hungary. And I think Joram, if he wins this race tonight, will be taking the championship lead. So the reigning champion of the Formula 1 League here at Motive, currently in a prime position to very much take another step towards another title here. How much he would love to do that. I know he would be absolutely gunning for this one. His dad, obviously, Raki, a coordinator here at Motive for the F1 League standings man as well, and those two obviously always supporting us in the comments section as well. As we can see, Magfire's in the pits at the moment. We see Kenny also coming into the pits here at the end of lap 8. But Joram with a 2-second lead and currently doing the bits here in this race. Looking down the order, not really too much going on. Game for Life managed to dispatch Dr. Van Midden, we saw, and he's obviously now pulled out a second of a gap here. So Game for Life definitely has got the pace over Dr. Van Midden at this point. You got Kenny in the pits there, just putting the hard tyres on. So I assume he's going to try and go to the end from here. It would make logical sense for him to try and stretch this out to the end of the race. 27 laps is not impossible around a track that's pretty short. I mean, tyre wear can be a bit treacherous around here, but it's not too bad considering that the track is quite a short one. 27 laps isn't too much of a stretch, but we'll have to see. Obviously, it's still a long way to go here in this one. But Rednas still running in P5. It's got Magfire absolutely all over the back of him here. Looking back up the order, it's Joram leading by 3.5 seconds over Kevin, but we're going to stick with this battle here because Magfire is now getting onto the back of Rednas, and he's probably giving him a little bit of something to worry about here, as he's now looking to the inside, trying to distract Rednas in the mirrors a little bit if he can. But Rednas, for the time being, holding his own and keeping firm, not giving him any quarters, not giving him anything to go on at this point. As you can see, Rednas is in the pits, so that's Magfire getting that move done. Just as we were switching to the onboard there of Magfire, wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting, and that's now gone down the pan. But we're on board with Game for Life here as he's on the back of Kenny. You can see there the rear cam of Kenny's car looking back at the McLaren of Game for Life. Game for Life was a contender in last season's championship, but it said this season he just wants to be a reserve, doesn't want to be here, or can't be here every single race, just wants to join when he can, but he's joined at the first time of asking. Here we go, it's Game for Life. He's going to look down the inside here. Rednas just joined just in front of these. Oh, very close between these now. Rednas is definitely going to be putting a bit of a cork in the champagne here for Game for Life, but Game for Life's going to squeeze through ahead of both of them. Oh, is he? Yes, he does. Game for Life there. What a brilliant move around the outside there of Rednas up into 8th place, and Game for Life really got his elbows out brilliantly there, but some fantastic driving. Now these are on the back of Chicken Wing. Chicken Wing still yet to pit in this race, or still yet to pit for strategy wise, because he's not going to go to the end on those softs. But nonetheless, Chicken Wing has done a decent job so far in this race. He needs to bring it in and put a set of what I imagine is probably going to be the mediums on at some point. I wonder how long he can go on these softs. If he can stretch these softs a couple more laps, he might be able to put the mediums on. Otherwise, I think that the hards would be a safer bet for him. But you see Game for Life from Rednas just squeezing through ahead of Chicken Wing there. But Chicken Wing's trying to come back at Rednas. Oh, he taps me in the back a little bit there. Chicken Wing just, I think, trying to be a little bit too hasty in his quest to get back ahead of Rednas. And now we see Kenny's pretty close onto the back of Chicken Chicken Wing here. Kenny will have DRS here coming down the start-finish. Now, can he get the move done before the DRS zone? That's the question. I think he does. So he will, I think he'll have the rear wing still wide open, will he? Who's going to get it? No, Kenny does have it. There we go. In fact, they both got it. So they were both within a second of Rednas. But, I'll tell you what, Chicken Wing's not giving this one up without a fight. Oh, he's lost it. He's pinned it into the wall, just got a little bit loose out of the first corner. He has to be careful there as he's very courteous. He waits for the others to come through. Delta Van Heighton and Bennett all moving themselves up in position, but Chicken Wing there. For a few moments, we saw some pretty cool racecraft there, and he's getting better every week, so we'll have to keep an eye on his progress as we go through this season. But currently, we're watching Kevin, Penguin Dude, and Magpie still going at it for the final podium spot. These guys are about 25 seconds off of the race leader Joram at this point. And Rednas currently just within 0.3 of a second of Game for Life at this point. We see the Grieve up into P13. Chicken Wing has lost out to the Grieve. But exciting racing, no matter where you look tonight, there's something going on. And we can now see Penguin Dude has got Magpie looking down his inside, and Magpie gets that done. Routine stuff, easy come for Magpie there. But it's been an engaging race so far, to be fair. I've enjoyed this. I want to say to any of the guys watching this back who are in this race, if you guys enjoy what you see here on the Motive channel, then please share it with your family and your friends, and drop a like on the video as well. It does help us out more than you actually think it does, I promise. But yeah, if you want anyone to check out what you're up to, then for sure let people know. But right now, Kevin there running in third place in this race. One of the graphics has gone. I don't know how. I must have just subconsciously switched it off while I was whilst I was just fiddling with the buttons there. Yeah, Kevin and Magpie still running pretty close. Joam and Diva Boy still yet to pit, but Joam's certainly a long way ahead of Kevin and Magpie and will come out in daylight, and he's got a soft stint as well. Or we can choose, really, can't he? Well, I imagine he's probably planning on running the soft. Maybe he's going to try and go to lap 21 or lap 22 on the mediums and then put the soft on for the end. That would make sense. Or maybe he's going to go medium hard, play it safe. Who knows what any of these guys are going to do. Thieber Boy on the mediums as well. To be fair, yeah, it probably made more sense to go on there. I don't know if anybody's going to be doing a two-stop. I suppose that's the question, really, isn't it? If a two-stop is on the cards, it could open up a new can of worms. In the meantime, we've got Bennett on the back of Dr. Van. Oh, Dr. Van has lost it, and that's Bennett there up into P10. And Thieber Boy from P2 is out of the race, and we've got a safety car here. A safety car on lap 13 of the race. Debo Boy's binned it, and that's his race now done. What a shame there for him, as he was running in a good position. Could have been in contention for a podium spot here tonight, but that's his race done. And this, well, Joan was already going to come out in the lead. I think we know that, but yeah, he's got a free pit stop now. Now, has anybody else got a free pit stop? That is the question. This is going to bring Bennett back into play if he decides to come. Oh, he's just gone past the pit lane, so it's kind of gone not the greatest there for him. Now, where are the leaders? That's also the big question here. So they're just coming round now. So Joram is in the pits. He'll pick up the safety car as he re-emerges from the end of the pit lane. But this now very much makes it interesting here. So who else comes into the pits? I imagine there'll be quite a few. Kevin and Magpie predictably staying out. They've only been on their tyres for 1 and 3 laps respectively. No need for them to come in. Penguin Dude staying out. But I think Magpie taking a chance here. Obviously knows that the safety car will give him a chance to make his tyres last a bit longer, seeing as they won't be at racing speeds for the whole time. Maybe he's just going for track position. He wants to keep this P3. Doesn't want to drop down the order. But to be fair, he's got a free pit stop. He could have four lap fresher tyres. He could comfortably get to the end on a set of mediums from here if he put them on now, and he'd be setting himself up really nicely. But he hasn't opted for that choice. But nonetheless, Joram here leading the race. He's picked up the safety car there. You see, that is the safety car just in front of them. Kevin's now joined the pack, as has Magpie. So these three pulling up onto the train. You've got Little Greavy just coming round now. Penguin Dude is just behind the lap car of Andrew Pittsmith. You got Rednas coming through turn 3 through turn 3. Kenny there has put a set of hard tyres on a few laps ago. He's gone for track position. Bennett stayed out on the hard tyres. Now question is, can he make the most of those tyres? Joam on fresh mediums in a great position here in this race. Kevin and Magpie might find their mediums will go off towards the end. Bennett put his hards on what he put them on 8 laps ago. He's going to have to do 29 laps. I'd say that's going to be quite easy for the hards. 29 laps around a track that's pretty short, like Hungary. Yeah, that should be light work there for the hard tyres. Gamefly's put a set of fresh mediums on. They should be good to go to the end. Heighton's easily going to get to the end, and he'll be able to push those for every single lap. I reckon he could get 21 quality laps out of those hard tyres. No bother. The Grieve in 11th place on the fresh mediums. Good spot there. Should be able to get to the end. Dox Vamin likewise. Raki, same position as Heighton, really can absolutely rag those hard tyres around from now until the end of the race, and he won't even scratch the surface on them. T Latifi has got 5-lap-old medium tyres, so I mean, if I was T Latifi at this point, I'll definitely be bringing that one in. Chicken Wing, fresh mediums, good to go. Andrew Pittsmith will be able to go, will be able to get to the end and drive all the way back home as well. So I'm sure that's those fresh yards will be able to go on for a while. But that's it. That's the current state of play here. That's the order currently in this race for the Hungarian Grand Prix at Motive. Ladies and gentlemen, under safety car here, lap 15 of 35. Let us know who you think is going to win this one. A big thank you to everybody watching live right now. 6 of you currently watching here on the YouTube stream. If you do like what you see, share it with your friends, share it with your family, drop a like as we said before. Let us know who you're supporting. If you're supporting any of the drivers out on track, if you're a friend, family member, otherwise associate, or anybody out on the track, then give us a shout. I understand most of the people watching this are going to be the drivers watching it back afterwards, and yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, guys, if you do enjoy the streams, then share it around and get it out there. And T Latifi, I said before, I was saying on that previous lap, he would be well advised to get that in. He's done exactly that. As that was a hiccup. FYI. Just want to say apologies to anybody who clicked on the original stream link and was expecting us to be on that one tonight. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. My internet decided to just play havoc earlier on, so we just had to restart the router and get things up and running again. We've got Ryan in the comments. Ryan Ruby, welcome along, mate. Good to see you. Regular racer in the GT3s on a Sunday night, and races in the GT4 class in the multi-class series on a Wednesday as well. Big thank you for joining us tonight, mate. And he's putting his support in for Raki here. Raki currently sat in P13, but he's on fresh hard tyres, and those will be able to go very, very quickly to the end of this race. He doesn't need to really conserve them, doesn't really need to take it easy. He can push those as much as he likes. So he's in a very strong position here in this race, Raki, in terms of strategy. He can absolutely go hell for leather for the final 20 laps of this race, or 19 laps once we get going here. Still on the safety car, still waiting for a few to come around. We've got Chicken Wing coming down the start-finish straight at the moment. We've got T Latifi also just behind Chicken Wing. Andrew Pittsmith, a lap down, is on the back of the pack, so he's ready to race once again. So we're just waiting on Chicken Wing and T Latifi to join this train, and then we'll be green flag once again. Anthony Street in the comments says, come on Kenny and T Latifi. Kenny obviously doing a good job right now, P7 so far in this race, so he's in a decent position right now. For sure we can do some damage from there. And on the hard tyres, I mean, he's been on those for about 6 laps now, so could be a tricky one, but you know, you can never say never. We just don't know what's going to happen to you until it happens. So anything can happen over the course of this race, that is for sure. Also, guys, want to say big thank you for joining us tonight. If you do like what you see, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to get involved in the action, go to www.motiveracing.com. But Go Tifi is now on the back of the pack and ready to race again. And here we go, Joran backing him up a little bit, getting them all nicely concertinaed here, weaving around a bit. He's going to wait until until Kevin's not ready for him to go, and then he's going to put his foot to the floor. He's going to try and catch him out if he can, try and get a bit of a break here. Kevin's going to be waiting, he's going to be watching, he's going to be analysing Joam. He's going to be hoping that he can go with him as soon as Joam decides to put his foot to the floor. As here we come now in towards the final corner. Once Joam comes out of this last corner, he'll be able to put his foot to the floor and go once again. He's taking a while about this, Joam. Doesn't want to go too early, doesn't want to isn't in too much of a hurry to get on with this. Here we go, he's gone. We're racing, and Kevin was sleeping a little bit there. Magpie is now on the back of him here. Magpie will be looking to try and get himself into P1, P2 even, coming into turn 1. Here we go. Looks like Kevin's gone a little bit deep on the brakes, but Magpie not really able to do anything. Penguin up into 5th place, as we can see there. There's a carnage going on there. Bennett, they're getting pushed onto the grass by Kenny. Kenny very aggressive there, and Rednass coming through. Bennett's now dropping down the order. Oh, Bennett. Oh, Bennett and Dr. Van Midden coming together there. Bennett comes way off there, comes way worse off. Joam leads ahead of Kevin coming up into turn 3. There's Magfire in 3rd ahead of Penguin Noob. Kenny, there's Little Greavy, Rednass the Grieve, Dr. Van Midden and Heighton. Then you've got Chicken Wing, Game for Life, Bennett, T Latifi, Raki has got ahead of T Latifi up into 14th place, and Andrew Pitts with a lap down there on everybody else. But Joam has kept on to this lead, and he's already putting out a bit of a gap here to Kevin Gaboas. You've got Magfire, Penguin Noob, Derek about a second behind Magfire at this point. Kenny, there's Little Grieve in 2/10 of a second to Kenny at this point. Rednass still close ahead of the Grieve. There's Dr. Van Midden and Heighton, Chicken Wing and Game for Life in hot pursuit right now. Bennett there in 13th place. It's got 5 seconds back to Raki, but currently it's really tight. It's tightly congested here in the mid-pack. You've got Little Greavy just ahead of Rednass and the Grieve. Dr. Van Midden and Heighton also on these guys, as we see there. Chicken Wing just tapping Heighton in the rear, but there almost loses it there. And Game for Life looking around the outside into the ultimate corner. Can Game for Life complete this move on Chicken Wing? He's going to try and go all the way around him here. He's going to have the inside for this final corner. Can he complete this one? They're still there. Oh, he's going to be a bit of contact there between the two of them. As Game for Life is going to squeeze through ahead of Chicken Wing. Chicken Wing though on the outside will have had the better exit out of the corner, but Game for Life completes that one up towards turn 1. So that's Game for Life up into 11th place. And he cuts across Chicken Wing there, so chops him a little bit rude. As we see Bennett there into the pits, so getting some damage repaired, I would imagine. Kenny's still on the back of Little Greavy right now, and you've got Rednass the Grieve also very close as well. Dr. Van Midden the second off at the back of the Grieve. You've got Heighton within 7/10 of a second of Dr. Van Midden, and Game for Life still looking to try and get himself into the points paying positions if he can. It's been a turbulent race for Game for Life here tonight. Rednass is still on the back of Kenny here, looking to the inside down towards the chicane. Thinks better of sending that one down the inside. You got Penguin Dude currently 3 seconds off for the podium spots right now, but driving a very solid race at the moment. This Penguin Dude, can't fault him for the way he's gone about this one so far. He's picked up a 3-second time penalty today, so I suppose you probably can fault a few things, but you couldn't say it's been a flawless night. But it's been a good race. Oh no, Kenny's lost it. Kenny spinned it, and you just saw a battle there between. That was Dr. Van Midden, Heighton and Game for Life all coming through very close at a rate of knots. They were so close there to being collected by Kenny. Kenny gets it going once again, but these three going at it still, and Game for Life has got himself into the points paying positions, but still can't get ahead of Dr. Van Midden and Heighton, running in 8th and 9th places. There is Rednass, as you can see, Dr. Van Midden swerving around there, trying to get this run, going down the start finish straight, but we got another safety car here at Hungary, another safety car once again. Oh God. Safety car galore here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do about these safety cars? Oh, what a day. But nonetheless, Kenny, Chicken Wing, Raki all in the pits at the moment. Oof, bloody hell. Hey, if you're currently watching, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get this video to 10 likes if we can before we get off here. How cool would that be? That would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, another safety car here. I'll be back in a minute. continuing to lead, and just Jose having little looks everywhere, still not able to get around him. What an unbelievable defensive masterclass this is from our pit window. The game reckons that these guys need to make one more pit stop for a fresh set of inters. As we see just Jose having a little to the inside. Dan tries to close the door, squeezes up against the pit wall. It goes late on the brakes just Dan, and somehow he's going to hold on to that position. Wow, unbelievable racing that was from unorthodox. Just Jose had the inside line. Dan went so late on the brakes and managed to hold it down on the outside, and just Jose wasn't able to cling onto the position. That is incredible racing there from unorthodox. Really got his elbows massively there in that little battle. But just Jose still not able to get ahead of Dan. But is he going to be able to do it now? He's going to have the outside. Dan's going to try and throw one back up the inside. Is he is? Oh, look at that. He's gone deep into the corner though. And I think just Jose's got that move done. He has. Just Jose swoops round into the lead of the Russian Grand Prix here at Motive Racing. Dan can fight it no more. He put up a valiant audio check. Audio check. Welcome back everybody, we're once again underway here for the Hungarian Grand Prix at Motive. 14 laps left to go. Kevin Gabuz has got a bit of a break here over Penguin dude. Joram has pitted for fresh soft tyres, so he's going to have a much better pace advantage over these guys. Can he make him last 14 laps though? He's down the inside of Penguin dude up into second place, and oh no, Penguin dude's lost it. Penguin dude's round, he's jumping down to the back of the pack. He needs to be careful here as he gets it back on. Oh, it's Chicken Wing's lost it as well. Chicken Wing bins it out of the first corner, so Chicken Wing and Penguin dude both getting involved in incidents there. Kevin leads us coming out of turn 3 up the hill towards 4. We've got Joram all over the back of him here. He's looking down the inside into 4 but can't get it done. Magfire, Little Greavy, Game for Life there looking all over the back of Little Greavy. You've got the Grieve, Kenny and Red. That's going side by side. Oh no. Dr. Van Midden spun out there, Highton there, and Dr. Van Midden having a bit of a collision as we see Raki, Tila Tifi and Bennett there just behind. But Dr. Van Midden down to 14th place. Penguin dude, Dr. Van Midden and Chicken Wing all getting involved in incidents here on this restart. But Joram currently out in front. Penguin dude's retired from the race. He's called it a day here. What a shame there for him. Joram out in front though by just over a second ahead of Kevin Gaboas, and Magfire there currently trying to pressure Kevin a little bit. Little Greavy there running in 4th place ahead of Game for Life. The Grieve in hot pursuit of those guys, but he's dropping off a little bit over the course of that middle sector here. You've got Kenny Rednast Highton there in 9th place. Bit of a gap back to Raki. He seems to have dropped a bit. I don't know if he's made a mistake there, but Tila Tifi just ahead of Bennett. Bennett's not had the night at all, has he? It's very unfortunate for Bennett. Not like him to see him so far on the order. We have got another safety car here at the end of lap 22. Oh, we can't get enough of these safety cars. Oh, not again. Seriously, it's getting too much now. Oh. Lightblade says in the comments, will Joram's tyres last to the end? That's a good question, Lightblade. He put them on at the beginning of lap 22, but he only did about half a lap of racing on them, so he's technically still got a fresh set of soft tyres. 11 racing laps he's going to have to do on them, and I don't think that's going to be too much of a push. I reckon Joram is good to go to the end on those, because you've got to remember that a lot of those laps that he's done on them has been at slow speed, obviously under formation. So Joram, I reckon, is good here. He's got track position, he's got the faster tyres, and I reckon he's got enough mileage left in them to be able to get him to the checkered flag. But Kevin Gabor is running in P2 right behind him, will push him all the way, but Kevin's already on worn mediums of his own and might struggle to fend off the guys behind him. Magfire, Little Greavy, the Grieve, these guys on fresher tyres than Kevin. Game for Life in a good position here in 11th place. Game for Life is one to watch here, has just put fresh soft tyres on and could make a very strong charge to the pack. I would not rule Game for Life out of a podium spot here, but somebody's wide there out of the last corner. That's Dr. Van Minnen. We're underway once again. Joram leads us into turn 1. Magfire and Little Greavy side by side in towards the corner. You can see the Little Greavy can try and go around outside here. Magfire just pushed him out onto the curb a little bit. You can see Game for Life's already picked off Tia Latifi up into 10th place, and Bennett's already ahead of Dr. Van Minnen up into 12th. Chicken Wing down to the back of the field. Joram leads ahead of Kevin Gabor. Magfire, there's the Grieve. You've got Kenny followed by Highton, Raki. There's Game for Life up into 9th place ahead of Bennett as well. As we can see, Bennett getting ahead of Tia Latifi up into 10th place, but Joram leading us ahead of Kevin, and it's pretty cramped behind us, but Kenny dropping off at the back of the top 5 a little bit over the first few corners. Game for Life's picked off Raki up into 8th place, so Game for Life has made up 3 places already on its opening half of a lap since the restart. Raki trying to challenge it. Oh no, Raki's lost it. Raki's spun it there coming to the chicane, so Raki's dropping down the order, and so has Chicken Wing as well. Those two both sympathetically spinning there, and you can see there Rednass moving himself into 12th place ahead of Raki and Chicken Wing, but Joram leading ahead of Kevin. He's already pulled out a 1.4 second gap. There's Magfire on the back of Kevin. Little Greavy, the Grieve, they're running in 5th place. Kenny has got Highton all over the back of him, and Game for Life is already coming for these guys. Game for Life has made a stormer of a restart here. Raki in 12th place ahead of Rednass, so Raki making up a position, and Rednass, I think it's made a mistake there because Chicken Wing's got ahead of him up into 13th place. Chicken Wing making up a position there. Good stuff there from him, but Joram has done the fastest lap of the race there, and that was considering the fact that was on the restart as well. So despite maybe not being up to full speed on cold tyres, Joram has just done the fastest lap of the race. That just goes to show how quick he's going and how strong those fresh soft tyres are. Joram is flying at the moment. Kevin running in 2nd place ahead of Magfire there in P3. You've got Little Greavy, the Grieve, completing the top 5. These top 5 all pretty close. And what's happened there to Dr. Van Minnen? He's lost out there to Tia Latifi till he's holding on there at the exit of turn 2. But he's lost a few positions there. Game for Life has been passed back by Bennett. So Bennett back up into 8th place. Bennett must have made that move on the previous lap. Bennett also a driver who is on fresh soft tyres, and he's made a stormer of an opening to this restart. He's now looking on the back of Highton here. Can Bennett make the move? A little bit too far back at the moment. Highton holding on to that one for the time being, but watch out for Bennett and Game for Life, because they are coming for the leaders here at the end of this race. They are going to be flying towards the end of towards the back end of this race here. The checkered flag will be out in 9 laps time, but Joram is currently making a break for it out the front. He's absolutely flying here. Game for Life says Highton has crazy bad defence. He always cuts me off even when I'm side by side with him. We'll have to watch out for that one. If you can put in an inquiry, Game for Life, and then we will get that sorted out. But right now Kevin holding on. He's got a charging cavalry of cars with much fresher tyres behind him. Magfire, Little Greavy in hot pursuit. The Grieve's dropped off for these guys a little bit now, running in 5th place. He's got 3 seconds back to Kenny. Highton still over the back of him, and now Bennett and Game for Life have joined this fight for 6th place. You'd imagine that Bennett and Game for Life will be making their way through without too much to do. Here goes Bennett. He's now trying to look around the outside of Kenny, but Game for Life also looking down the inside of Bennett, and these two going to trip over each other here. The last thing they need to do is run into each other. They're going to be trying to hunt down the front at the back here. They're going to be trying to go after the leaders as quickly as they can, but they don't want to be doing that. But Bennett there getting ahead of Highton, and Highton has got Game for Life now hassling the back of him here, coming out of turn 3, and now we can see Bennett looking around the outside of Kenny. Can he make this move here? He does so brilliantly there. Bennett LCSC and has gained another position here on this restart. Only 3 laps into the restart, and he's already up into P6. He's only about 10 seconds off of the lead, but I'm sure that Bennett will be looking at a podium here tonight if he can. Game for Life still in the back of Highton right now. These guys going at it for 8th and 9th places. Back to the front, Kevin and Magfire separated by half a second with Little Greavy still very close, but Bennett is only 3 seconds off of the Grieve. He's only about He's only about 4 seconds off of a 5 seconds, shall I say, off of a podium spot at this point. So certainly out of the question for Bennett to get himself on the podium. Dr. Van Minnen's got ahead of Game for Life. And what's happened to Game for Life? Oh no, Game for Life's dropping back as we see Latifi getting ahead of him. So Game for Life's had a moment there. He just had a spin. We've just caught the tail end of that spin there. So Game for Life dropping down the field like a stone, down to 11th place here. Where's Bennett? He's now got the gap down to 2 seconds to the Grieve. We've seen this kind of Bennett. It's great to see this kind of Bennett LCFC back out on the track. It's been so long since we've seen Bennett fully charged up and going for it. It's been back in the XLOG days when I've last seen Bennett pushing this hard, but he seems to be really on it at the moment. He's bringing the gap down to the leaders. The question is, has he got enough time? Has he got enough laps? Has he got enough distance in this race to get this done? As we see Latifi running wide and Game for Life up into the final points playing position once again. So Game for Life now recovering after making the mistake before, but it's currently Kevin still holding on for second place ahead of Magpie and Little Greavy. Battles going on, action left, right and centre at the moment. Do not know where to look at this point. It's going off everywhere you look. Jerome's got a lead of over nearly 6 seconds here to Kevin, but Kevin holding on ahead of these two, Magpie and Little Greavy at the moment. I want to say a big thank you to the 7 people currently watching us right now. If you like what you see, guys, drop a like on the video. We see Kevin still clinging on by the skin of his teeth ahead of Magpie and Little Greavy. Back down the order is Kenny, still just ahead of Kyton by about a second at the moment. Bennett's got the gap down to a second here to the Grieve. So Bennett LCSC absolutely pushing that Aston Martin as fast as it goes. Or is he in the Aston? No, he's in the Mercedes. I do apologise. Sorry, Bennett. That's my fault. I've totally messed you up there. But he's absolutely getting these laps in at the moment. It's Bennett LCFC. Not too far from the podium. Only 4 seconds now off of Magpie. Magpie seemingly can't get away ahead of Kevin at the moment. He's looking to the inside, trying to distract Kevin in the mirrors a little bit if he can. But Kevin having none of it and holding on to that one for now. Again, Bennett's looking on the back of the Grieve here. Had DRS down the straight, wasn't close enough to make it happen there, and has to live to fight another day in that one. Kenny and Hyton still separated by not much at all into turn one. But Little Greavy is going to try and get the slipstream here on Magpie, but he still can't find a way through because Magpie keeps getting the run on Kevin, and it's just nothing to do there. Bennett's still close on the back of the Grieve right now, 0.3 of a second, currently separating these two in this race. Hyton within 0.7 of Kenny at this point. So much going on right now, guys. Don't know where to look. Kevin's still keeping ahead of Magpie. Jerome, though, is opening up his gap. He's riding off into the sunset with this one. He's jumped onto his horse. He says, right, guys, thanks for your time. I'm now off to pastures new, and here he comes out of the last corner. Is it going to be another fastest lap for him? It's an 18.4, so he's consistently lapping in the low 18s at the moment as we go back to the battle between Kevin and Magpie right now. Half second between them. DRS will be open for Magpie. Can he make anything happen here coming down towards turn one? He's going to get the closing speed. He's going to have a look to the inside, but he's too far back again. Little Greavy just watching this unfold in front of him. Bennett's now got the run here on the Grieve, and he's going to pull out to the right hand side here. He's right, you're left, as we see him going down the inside there and making that move stick beautifully there on the Grieve, and the Grieve powerless to do anything about it. And Game for Life is out of the race. Is that going to be another safety car? Double waved yellow flags through sector 3. I think they're going to try and recover it without a safety car, which would be great. Where did he bin it? That's the question. We're just watching Chicken Wing here. Chicken Wing has just gone past the scene of the accident, I think. So, yep, that's been cleared up. The marshal's done a good job there of getting that one sorted. Magpie still on the back of Kevin. Little Greavy's still pretty close. These three guys, Kevin, Magpie and Little Greavy, separated by 0.8 of a second at the moment. As looking back down the order, Hyton within half a second of Kenny at this point. You got Raki still on the back of Latifi. These two separated by 0.3 of a second. Kevin, though, doing everything he can. He's got his elbows out. He's making that Ferrari as wide as it can be. He's making it wider than a combine harvester. And Magpie doesn't want to get crushed underneath the weight of that thing. I'm pretty sure of that. He's just waiting. He's watching. He's hoping that he might be able to find a gap. Kevin might make a mistake. If not, he'll have to get it done through the DRS. But it looks like Kevin's got better straight line speed. Magpie maybe has gone for more of a downforce setup. Beneficial around the track like Hungary, but Kevin has got the legs here coming down the straights every time. He's just got that little bit in hand, and Magpie gets there a day later and $1 short. But at this point, he's looking in control of this P2 battle here. Bennett's got past the Grieve and can now maybe try and chase down these guys battling it out over the podium spots. As we can see, Raki's got ahead of Latifi up into Latifi back down the inside of Raki. So these two trading places at the moment. Raki will have DRS though coming down the straight, and he'll be able to return the favour here. Will he? Has he got DRS? Yes, he has. Here goes Raki. But look at that, Latifi, aggressive defence. Come on, man. That's a late defence there. You can't make two moves. That's very unsportsmanlike. But Raki down the inside, can he complete make the move. He pushed him a little bit wide there. Tila Tifi wide onto the runoff area. He's still going to have the inside for turn 2, and Tila Tifi's going to come back at Raki here, and he sends one down the inside. Does he overshoot the corner? Yes, he does, and Raki, surely if he's intelligent about this one, will get the cutback. He doesn't manage to do so. Tila Tifi gets that one back. Raki going to look to the outside here, and Tila Tifi, come on, that's not on. You can't do that, mate. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. I see Chicken Wing losing the car coming through the final corner. Magpie still on the back of Kevin. These two separate by 4/10. Little Greavy still pretty close. Bennett's dropping off the back of the podium runners now. So Bennett's made maybe a couple of mistakes, or possibly the soft tyres starting to scream out a little bit. I wouldn't have thought they'd be going off at this point though. I don't know what's happened really to Bennett, but his charge seems to have petered out, as we can now see Magpie looking to the outside of Kevin, as we can now also see Little Greavy just making his way through a back marker there, but Magpie still can't get anything done on Kevin. He's still going at it. Game for Life retired to the pits. That's why he disappeared off the screen. We thought that he had crashed out somewhere, but he obviously just pitted. He obviously retired the car, so that was that then. He didn't crash anywhere. But Magpie looking to the inside of Kevin, but still can't get anything done here. Kevin Gaboas is parking his car in all the right places. He's being tactically astute here. He's not giving Magpie any possible inkling. He's not giving him anything to work with at the moment. Kevin is just doing everything he needs to do at this point. Heighton within 2/10 of Kenny right now. 1.3 back to Dr. Van Midden. You can see Raki within 1/10 of a second of Tila Tifi as he's looking to the outside. Raki still can't get the move done. Tila Tifi with some questionable driving, I've got to say, over the course of tonight. I've just got to call it as I see it. Nothing against you, mate, but some of this driving is absolutely outrageous. We can see you just getting all over the show there. Raki, unfortunately, just what was he supposed to do? Again, I think I wouldn't be blaming Raki at all if he puts the stewards in about that. Chicken Wing there going a little bit wide, and I think that's one of the leaders there just making their way through around him. So yeah, that is that's one of the leaders making their way through there then. But Kevin still defending from Magpie. Magpie looking to the outside, looking to try and get a cut back here. He's going to be alongside. No, a little bit of a fishtail there from him, and just not quite able to get the run. 3 laps left to go in this race. I don't want this one to end, to be honest. I want it to keep going. This has been absolutely brilliant, awesome stuff here. Little Greavy's still trying to get on terms with these two, but Kevin is doing a superb job. Textbook defensive driving here from Kevin Gaboas. Only his 3rd race here at Motive. He's been on the podium twice before. He's once again showing his mettle here, and his consistency is absolutely something that he should be really proud of so far this season. Gelram leads this race though by nearly 10 seconds. In the absence of his championship rival Aldrich Avis, he'll be possibly taking the lead of the championship. Not sure on the championship standings at the moment. We'll have to wait and see on those. But Joe currently doing everything he's got to do. Kevin and Magpie currently separated by 3/10, and Little Greavy pretty close. Dr. Van Midden has got ahead of Heighton up into 8th place. That's only the 2nd hiccup of tonight. Incredible. Just goes to show when you eat enough and you drink enough, it does actually make a difference. When you start living healthy and start taking care of yourself, these things actually slow down. But Raki currently lives 4/10 of a second of Tila Tifi at the moment. These two still pretty close. Raki still can't make the move. The gap's just not opening up here for him at this point, and Tila Tifi holding on to that points paying position. Kevin, Magpie, Little Greavy still all close. 6/10 of a second currently separating these three, batting it out over 2nd place. Joan's still got a bit of a gap here over these guys, and still continuing to drive off into the distance here. 7/10 down on his personal best. Doesn't need to push, doesn't need to go over the top. He just needs to bring this home. Game for Life's left the session, unfortunately there for him, is done for this week. Magpie still looking to try and get on the back of Kevin, as we see Tila Tifi's got ahead of Raki, and Raki's lost it. That's why Raki's binned it. Oh no. Raki there just, I think, getting a bit frustrated there. Maybe the aggressive driving of Tila Tifi's got to his head a little bit. Whatever the case, unfortunately, he's now dropped well off for the back of him there. Tila Tifi continues on his way. Heighton within 3/10 of Dr. Van Midden at this point. Dr. Van Midden not too far off at the back of Kenny at the moment either. Magpie within 3/10 of Kevin. Little Greavy still just keeping to the coattails of these guys. I imagine Bennett must have had a penalty, because he was closing hand over fist until he got ahead of the Greave, and then just suddenly the time that he was gaining just seemed to just completely peter out. So I wonder if Bennett picked up a bit of damage there on the front of the car, because he's making absolutely no headway on these guys despite being on fresher soft tyres. But final lap of the race, Joam leading, Kevin still keeping on to P2. What can Magpie do here? He's got to throw the kitchen sink at Kevin on this final lap. He's just got to throw caution to the wind. He's been stuck behind him for so long now. He's going to be getting frustrated. He's going to be getting sick out of sight at that Ferrari as he gets DRS down towards turn 2, but that's not really going to make much of a difference here. He just needs to get good traction here out of some of these slower corners, but there will be no DRS from here until the end of the lap, so he's got to get this done on pure grunt. He's got to catch Kevin out, send one down the inside and try and do it where Kevin's not expecting it. Had to get out of it a little bit there as Kevin just managed to get a little bit hesitant on the apex, and Magpie nowhere to go. Little Greavy's still on the back of these guys, but I think that Kevin should be safe. Final half a lap, there's not really any overtaking spots, so as long as Kevin keeps it cool and doesn't make any slip-ups here, he should be good for this P2. Bennett a further 9 seconds back off of them. Dr. Van Millen's currently bringing it to Kenny. Highton on the back of these guys as well, but where's the race leader? We're going to cut to this man here, Johan, because he's coming into the final few corners, the reigning champion of the Formula 1 League here in Motive on the PlayStation 4 and 5 here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. It's going to take round 11 here of the Formula 1 season for season 3. Out of the last corner he comes, a little bit of a jiggle there for the Red Bull driver. He takes the victory here. What a drive from Johan, dominated from start to finish, and every time the safety car came out, he just did the same thing once again. He drove off and absolutely pulverised them tonight. Kevin, Magpie, Little Greavy come over in second, third and fourth. Little Greavy misses out by 6/10 on the podium spot, but Kevin, what a defensive drive there, holding on for second place ahead of Magpie. Bennett comes up towards the line to take fifth place ahead of the Greave, who finishes in sixth. In fact, the Greave gets fifth on the penalties. Bennett finishes in sixth place. Kenny is going to hold on, I think, for seventh ahead of Dr. Van Midden as they come up towards the line. Kenny clings on by the skin of his teeth there. P7 for Kenny, P8 for Dr. Van Midden. Highton finishes the race in ninth place. There he is. T. Latifi is going to get a point for his troubles tonight. I would say there were a few moments there where questionable driving, to say the least, from T. Latifi. He seems to be weaving around a lot. Raki will be more than within his rights, I think, in my opinion, to put in a stewards on that one. But nonetheless, it is what it is. What's done is done. And who knows, maybe Raki will take it on the chin. But T. Latifi, a point for his troubles here out of the last corner, P10. I'm not knocking you, mate. I want to see you more than welcome. I know you're clean, but some of that was a little bit sketchy. I'm just got to call it how I see it. I've got to be honest. Raki there, P11, comes over the line. You're still welcome, though, T. Latifi. Don't worry, don't stress. You're still welcome, but just try and rein in the weaving a little bit, because it's not what we want to see. But there we go then. That's that then for the F1 League here at Motive. Round 11 of the season. T. Latifi gets driver of the day. So little consolation there for the grilling I was giving you there. But Joam takes the win and the fastest lap, so he gets the bonus point there. Great driving from Joam. Kevin and Magpie completing the podium. Thanks everybody for joining us once again here on the Motive Racing channel. If you guys like what you see, if you want to get involved in the action, be sure to go to www.motiveracing.com and join our Discord server as well. Also, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're any of the drivers watching this back, if you enjoy this, then please share it with your friends and family. Get this out there, get it to a wider audience, and let's continue to expand and grow the leagues here. But yeah, thanks everybody. We will see you in the next one. Join us next week for round 12 of the season for the F1 League. Next time we will be at let's have a look. Next round we will be at Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps, for round 12. That's going to be awesome. Always love a good trip to Spa. Always provides some of the best action. Hopefully Eau Rouge doesn't catch too many people out. But with all that being said, that's it. That's a wrap for tonight. Drop a like on the video. I'll say that once again. I always say it, but I will say it once again. And yeah, we will catch you very, very soon for the next race. Take it easy, everybody. We will see you soon.